Vacant land on its own isn't going to make you a lot of money. However, it does have a lot of potential. Building on your vacant land here in Tucson, well, here's a couple costs that you need to know about. Hi, my name's Carl Krenzel. I'm a broker over here at Carl Buys Houses. And over the past 23 years, I've been helping Tucsonans with their vacant properties, their vacant land, as well as building. And there's a few prices and a few property issues that you need to know about when you're building on your vacant land. First is development fees. In order to build on the vacant land, you first need to make a plan on what to build. You'll need to consult a builder on a floor plan, and if they don't have the floor plan you like, well, you're going to have to work with them to design a custom one, which will incur a lot more fees. Then, once the floor plan is complete, you or the builder will then need to apply for all the permitting. Now, the builder themselves will have discussed all the anticipated fees and costs of the materials. However, if changes are made during or done incorrectly during the build, well, this is going to push the project over budget. If your vacant land in Tucson is in a special mitigation area, there may be additional costs in surveys and protected wildlife studies and permitting. This could range from a few $100s to a few $1,000s. Next, you need to concern yourself with vacant land preparation fees. Now, once the necessary studies and the permitting has been completed, well, then you might actually have the clearing to go ahead and, get the property built. But you do have the clearing and the fill costs, which could cost anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000. Now, once that land is actually cleared, well, then you have to actually pay to have the waste removed, and then the land itself might possibly need to be filled and graded depending on the current and necessary elevation, which could be thousands more. Obviously, the biggest one that you're concerned about here in Pima County is the third one of impact fees. In addition to possible mitigation fees, there's usually impact fees associated with building a new residential home. Now, this fee is usually separate from any fees that you'd pay the developer or the builder, and these fees are paid to the municipality to help pay for the schools, the infrastructure, and other public costs that are adding an additional household would mean to the community. Now, the impact fees themselves are usually not usually less than $1,000, and they can skyrocket to $100,000 depending on where and what you're building. These extremely high fees are often added in order to discourage development. The average impact fee is about $12,000, as noted in a recent 2010 study. Now, the third thing you need to concern yourself with is utility fees. Now, depending on how far away your vacant land is from the nearest utility line hookup, you're going to have to pay to extend the utility lines actually to the property. Now, this can cost from anywhere from $25 to $100 or more per foot from the nearest line to your property. Now, the average width of a building lot is about 80 feet. Now, if your property is in the middle of the block, this could get extremely expensive. Now, keep in mind that line extension costs usually do not include the hookup fee, which connects the building to the utility line extension. Finally, there's well and septic fees. Now, if you don't have any utility lines in the area, well, then that means you're going to have to set up a well and a septic system. Now, the well is going to have to be drilled in correct place to leave enough room for the septic system, and it's going to have to be approved by the state. The septic system will need to have studies done to be sure that the flow is far enough away from the building and the well, and also other surrounding properties. Now, the installer will also have to develop plans and install the system, and if they do this incorrectly, you're going to have all that dug up and redone. Listen, before you buy vacant land here in Tucson or Arizona in general, be sure that you research all the associated fees. Depending on the exact location, these extra fees may make your diamond in the rough, well, a little less shiny. Call Carl Buys Houses today at 520-403-6227 or message me in the link below to discuss building on your vacant land and the additional costs you need to know about. Thanks, as always, for paying attention, and have a powerful sales day. Bye-bye.